we want to give them the math, which is the extract formula, what the recovery rates will be by the science. So we're doing that. That'll help to have the independent and the bank analyst analyze this in a forthright and correct way.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. Joining me now is Terry Lynch. He is the CEO of Power Metallic Mines. And Terry, it's great to see you again. How are you?
Good, Steve. Always great to see you. Beautiful sunny day here in Toronto, so it's all good.
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Sunny day on this news release as well, because you've announced some positive initial mineralogy results. So maybe explain to everyone a bit about the news release and what the work was done here.
Sure. So, as important as it is to find a deposit and find tons of it and high grade, at the end of the day, the rubber hits the road when you look at extracting the mineral from the rock, right? You got to get, good recovery rates. Otherwise, it becomes more problematic to generate, positive economic returns. So with polymetallic deposits, obviously more metals and minerals to deal with. So obviously more complicated in terms of extraction. So you have to have the right process to do that. So the way to do it is you start first at the cellular level, just to understand, where the minerals are, what type of, molecules they're in, and, where they're going to basically these things, you want them to report to the copper concentrate to get high recoveries. So at this stage, that's what our initial finding is that the minerals will report to the copper concentrate. Now, ultimately, I'd say it's a 3-part process. We're probably 50% of the way through. And we'll ultimately have a full MET study out end of this year, possibly early next year. And that will report the final number. But the key in this initial stage was to know where it was going to report. So it's going to report to the copper, the chalcopyrite, and the cubonite. So that's fantastic. So great initial news for us that we're going to get good recoveries here.
Terry, is it a process that you can do all of the metals eventually with one process, or is it done in a number of different stages, and maybe that's why you report this and then move to the next part?
Yeah, probably what happens in this is you'll have a copper concentrate and a nickel concentrate in the fullness of time. And then from those concentrates, you'll pull out the other elements that are, nickel will often have the platinum and the cobalt. The copper will probably have the palladium, and gold and silver. So you extract them later in the process.
Yeah. And lastly, just so everyone understands, this is normal case of business when you're doing this type of work. This is an important step in sort of de-risking the project, right?
Yeah. When you ultimately do, like, the next step for us from a de-risking perspective would be a technical report that would encompass, the nickel zone and also the copper zone. We haven't done a technical report on Lion yet. The reason why we haven't done it is because it's just growing so quickly. You don't want to pigeonhole yourself right now. So we've told the market that we'll get this out towards the end of next year, 2026. Because we've got 100,000 meters of drilling, which will obviously impact the amount of tons that we have greatly. So, but one of the things we can do to de-risk it for the market is to do the MET study early, because that's an important component of the full technical report, is to what would your recoveries be. So that gives you some idea of economics and what your shells would be like in terms of ore bodies to be recovered, etc. So the mineralogy and metallurgical is critical to that. So we'll get that study done by the end of the year, early next year, and then people can then take that. Plus, we post all of our drill collars, azimuths, and assays, so people are independently modeling the mine as it is. But we want to give them the math, which is the extract formula, what the recovery rates will be by the science. So we're doing that. That'll help to have the independent and the bank analyst analyze this in a forthright and correct way.
Absolutely. It's a good problem to have. Lots of work to do, and it's all coming up positive. So, Terry, thanks so much. Good to catch up with you, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, Steve. Have a great day. Cheers for now.
You as well. There's Terry Lynch, the CEO of Power Metallic Mines.